the reality? What's the reality?
You guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of What's the Reality? It's your girl, AD, and I am here with a wonderful guest. You guys help me welcome Mark Walberg, Temptation Island host. And what are we on, season 2 right now?
Season 2, Netflix season 2.
Netflix season 2.
A gazillion for me. I've been on like 12 networks.
You've been here from the beginning, but season 2 is out currently.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
You know, I'm feeling great. It's a trip for me because when we shoot the thing, I do my thing. And then I don't hang out with everybody while all the mess is happening. And then it gets into a show, and I watch the show like I'm a fan. And I'm like, oh,
I
God, I had no
didn't see
idea.
that. Right.
So my wife and I have been enjoying it.
I love it. Okay, so before we get into the thick of Temptation Island, for the people who may not be familiar with your story or how you got into the entertainment business in general, let's let them know. Who is Mark?
You know what's funny is it all happened not far from this studio.
Really?
Yeah, so I was in South Carolina. Boy, I don't know how far back to go. But I was in college in South Carolina. I auditioned for this musical theater thing for the summer, kind of did that thing. That led to a tour that meant I was going to miss my sophomore year of college, first semester, so I came to California for a gap year.
Yeah.
Long story short, after several years, I met my now wife. We got engaged. We went to work on a cruise ship for 6 months. We came off the ship, got married, and I'm like, one of us has to get a job.
Yeah.
And I got a job at Dick Clark Productions around the corner from here.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, I don't have a degree. I'm already old and I haven't even started. So I just am going to try to learn TV from the bottom up. And I was doing that. And then one day we're doing a TV show and the warm-up comedian wasn't there. And Dick Clark said, well, you know, Mark's funny, and pulled me aside and says, you'll be fine, and gave me the mic. And he didn't know I had this background on stage before this. And I did my thing. I didn't know I had a thing.
Yeah.
I did my thing, just kind of hanging out with the audience. And that became sort of the first step of me taking a left turn to being what they call talent as opposed to production. And one thing led to another. And I hosted, you know, they needed a warm up. I wanted to do a warm up job, but they needed an announcer. So I ended up being an announcer. And then I started hosting my own stuff.
That's so
I mean,
cool.
that's
in a nutshell.
basically the nutshell.
Okay, well, how did you, because you're the original host of
Right.
Temptation.
So then I had hosted some stuff. And then I had a talk show in 95, and then that got canceled, and then nobody wanted to hire me. And I had 2 young children and a wife. I'm like, you boys got to work.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in feeding those kids.
Right.
So I went back to being a warm-up guy, and people were like throwing shade at me.
Really?
Like I was show up, and they were looking at me like, poor guy. He was on
how did he
billboards
get
last
here?
year. and now
Yeah.
and I'm like, you know, and it was rough, but I was like grinding it out. So the story was that I got called to do this warm-up job for a new reality show, which was Who Wants to Marry a Millionaire, which is like one of these first big reality shows with Darva Conger and whatever. And it was in Vegas, and they wanted me to do warm up. And I was pretty salty at this point. I was kind of done. And so I did the warm up, and it went great, and the show was great. And then everybody's patting themselves on the back after the show going, oh, great show. And I walked up basically to say I'm leaving. And the head of the network turned around and said, you're great. You should do warm up for all our shows. And I don't know, I was feeling myself. And I said, I should be hosting your fucking shows, and walked up the stage.
Yeah.
Dropped the F-bomb and everything. Totally out of character. And 2 weeks later, I got a call to audition for this thing called Temptation Island.
Okay, I need to put that in my notes. Say, I'm the fucking host, and walk off. Got it.
I think the lesson for me is, if you don't know your worth, nobody's going to know your worth.
That is true.
If you don't stand 10 toes for you, nobody, they're going to mirror wherever you're at.
Come on, Mark. He's spitting over here. I know that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the craziest thing you remember from your first season of Temptation Island?
Well, the first season, you got to remember that reality TV, as we know it now, wasn't a thing.
Right.
Survivor had come out, Big Brother had come out, and Temptation Island was like, what if we did like a Survivor vibe, but it was dating? And so rather than committing to it being on the air, they just sent us to Belize, said just shoot 6 or 7 episodes. It's cheaper than doing a pilot. So I had no idea what I'm getting into. And they fly us to Belize, and then I get like in a boat to go to some like Gilligan's Island resort, and we start rolling tape. And there's just no script or plan. I knew a concept, but what I loved was the producer at the time was a real heady guy. He was into the emotional, intelligent drama, kind of that thing, before we even called it that. And so here comes the cast, and he's just like, go have a conversation with them. And that was kind of the template. And so we went into those bonfires the original bonfires were actually on the beach, and they were these kerosene lamps. By the end of it, we were like, we had soot from head to toe.
Oh
We
my
were just
God.
like, we looked
Yeah.
like, but we'd go in, and there was no earpiece, there was no stage manager. They were down the beach, and we'd have a meeting beforehand, and he'd kind of tell me, and I'd say, look, tell me a little bit about what you think they're going to share or what you wish
Right.
they would share.
Right.
And I'll go fishing for that. And if they don't say that, I'll get you something else on the boat that we can have for dinner.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah.
But it wasn't about, and I said, I'm going to talk a lot, but you'll cut me out, and
Yeah.
then you'll have content from them. We didn't call it content back then.
Uh-huh.
But my whole point was, let me facilitate
let
them
them
coming out of their shell.
It, right.
But there was never like a script. There was never a plan. And I would do it until I felt like I was done. And I'd walk down the beach and say, are we good? And they'd go, yeah, but go in and ask this. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So that's how it started.
Yeah.
And then, we did a couple of seasons, got canceled, did another season on Fox Reality Channel, which the whole network got canceled.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went and did Antiques Roadshow and other shows and did my thing. And then 18 years later, they're like, I read that they're bringing it back, but I'm like, they're not calling me.
Yeah.
I got gray hair now. And I got the call and went back to do it, and I did it the same way I used to do it. And PAs and producers coming up to me afterwards like, what was that? Like, where are your cards? And who told you to? I'm like, yo, this is how we used to get down.
Just vibes.
This is what we used to do.
Right.
And they're like, but you know my name. I'm like, bro, we had lunch together yesterday.
Yeah.
You remember when I go here? It's like, you're like
so how
Elwoods
does that feel for you? Like seeing just like the generational kind of mixture.
It was crazy because when you look out of your eyes, I feel 25. So I had to kind of adjust the fact that when people are looking at me, like, oh, I got it. I used to be like uncle vibe.
Yeah.
It used to be big brother vibe. Then it was uncle. Then it was dad. Now it's like great grandpa. I don't know what it is. I just realized that the bonfires now, when I say stuff instead of them go, I hear you, Mark, they go, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's like that now. But all I know is that I showed up on set. I brought my wife. I knew what the show used to be, but I'm like, I'm just going to do my thing and, serve the show as best I can, serve the people as best I can, and see if it works. And so far, so good.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
So Temptation Island was one of the earliest reality TV dating shows, even airing before The Bachelor. How do you think that's influenced the dating show landscape?
Well, I think The Bachelor was an answer to Temptation Island, if what I've been told is true. I think what happened is Temptation Island was the highest rated show in the history of Fox at the time. And then ABC was like, we need to get in the game.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, there was a story of saying it doesn't matter.
Wait, now it does.
Well, there's a story that I got calls from people who were part of that first production team, and they're in the office at ABC, and they're like, you can't believe what happened today. I'm like, what? He says, we're at the table, and the head of ABC is like going, let's talk about host. What I want is Mark Walberg. And they're like, I got his number right here. They said, no, you don't understand. He's on Fox, so I needed somebody like him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so I missed that? Like, I could have had
Oh, wow.
that?
Yeah.
So whatever.
Interesting.
But yeah, it was the whole dating genre, has evolved.
Yeah.
And dating has evolved. And quite frankly, sexuality and relationships have evolved.
Yeah.
Based on your generation and younger.
Mm-hmm.
And this is me giving flowers where I think flowers need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Is that there's so many people in my generation talk about younger generation as being like all on their phone, all about clout and all that stuff. And that's true to some degree, but there's also a redefinition of what being famous is by that, which is we're not famous by the mystery of the acting we did. We're famous by what we've told about our actual personal self.
Right.
And that's what engages people. So, dating has changed, which makes these shows change. We, my generation and before, shamed women for having any sexual thought at all, right? Men can wild out. We're like, yeah, my man. Yeah, you just slept with your teacher in high school. Good for you. But women show any sexuality and we shame them. And so what I love is that your generation taught our generation, hey, that's not.
Yeah, relax.
And if you've watched me on TV, you kind of know where I'm at with that. So there's some positives. I think if the gray-haired crowd that are supposed to be my age will listen to your crowd, we'd be a little bit better off.
I love that. Clip that. Make that. I love that because that's so true. There's such a generational divide where it's like we can learn from everyone.
Well, now that speaks to another thing.
Oh.
So I think that what we're seeing is that the Gen Z, Gen Alpha, that crowd, are hungry for advice from a different generation. The problem is my generation and older, right, usually dole out that advice with a good helping of judgment,
Yep.
right? We like to,
Yeah.
and I'm not about that.
Yeah.
And so I think what resonates is that a perspective that's different than theirs is helpful if it doesn't feel like we're
Judgment.
talking down on you or judging you for
Right.
being stupid,
Right.
because you're not.
Right.
You personally are not, but I
Thank
mean
you.
in general.
Yeah.
I may be hanging myself in this podcast.
No,
It's
you're
just so
killing
bad.
it. You're literally doing so great. Speaking of, the audience loves all the relationship advice that you give to the couples. Where does all that wisdom come from?
Oh man, don't start.
It is
Here's
so
the
good.
thing. It was never my intention.
It's so good though.
Thank you.
Like you really like get to the core of like it's almost like you can read people's true hearts. Like you can see it on their chest.
Here's the thing that I think people forget. It's not the words that people say that I'm listening to that we shouldn't, and we don't listen to actually.
Yeah.
It's why we chose those words. It's what we are actually maybe hiding by the words we chose. And I don't know why or how, or maybe it was, I have a theory that my, whatever we call empathic ability isn't born out of some lofty thing. It's born out of survival and fear. Like when I was growing up in the Deep South as a guy who was an alpha in his head, but a beta in his body, I was not
Mark,
trying to
please.
throw down. You know what I mean? It was like, I was not solving conflicts with fists. You know what I'm saying? You weren't catching these hands. I was going to catch them. So what I developed, which I feel like there are a lot of people in society who develop this, is that you're starting to listen to what's not said in the room out of safety. Like, where's the danger here?
Yeah.
Like, he didn't say anything, but that guy in that corner of my eye, that's the guy who's going to kick my ass in the parking lot. So I kind of developed what I think is a deeper listening. And the other thing I try to tell people about those bonfires is I'm committed, man. I've been on TV long enough that I'm not hung up about the fact that we're on TV. So I'm not
Right.
thinking about that part.
Right.
So all I'm thinking about is,
How can I help?
I'm like,
Yeah.
where are you at?
Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think I say too much. A
No.
lot. As a matter of fact, this season, I saw the cut and I'm like, y'all need to cut that
No, you
out.
did
I'm not
so
trying to
good.
preach like that. Thank you.
You did so good because it even like I'm sitting on the couch and I'm watching with my husband Ollie and we're just like, that is.
You mean my friend
Your
Ollie?
your best friend Ollie. Yeah, I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him later.
Okay.
But no, he loves you by the way.
I love him. I loved your story. My wife and I fangirled when we met you. We were like, oh my God.
No, he's such a big fan. He showed me a picture and he's
Yeah.
like, "This is my friend Mark," and I was like, "Okay."
That
Ollie.
picture makes me laugh. I have the same picture. And I look like a little souvenir toy he bought.
Stop.
Like I'm a tiny little thing. It's like I'm the bobblehead of me that he got.
No.
He's a big man.
But we love you.
Thank
and
you.
we're listening to some of the advice that you were giving the couples. And like we kind of paused and was like, well, how do you feel about that? Like we then had
That's the highest
own,
compliment.
our own little mini therapy session.
I get a lot of comments about that. I thank you. But I think what makes the show work, okay, it's not me, but I think what makes the show work is we tune in because we want mess and guilty pleasure, like
Yeah.
Take Me There,
Mm-hmm.
which we usually give you.
Yep.
But I think we also really, there's such a relatable aspect that even though these may be extreme experiences in relationship and a choice to go on a show that most people would be like, that's crazy, right? Including me, I say that.
Yeah.
But even though we see extreme versions of conflict and issues, they relate to us. We all have fear. We all have, feeling like we haven't been heard. We all have our own insecurities that show up, even if the dial's 1 or 2 instead of 10 in every relationship. So I think when I hear people say it started a conversation, that's good.
It does, for
That's
sure.
a good thing.
You've been married to your wife, Robbie, since 1987. Do you pull from your own relationships when you're speaking to the couples?
Oh, it's called appropriation. She said it. She's done the work. She's read every philosopher.
And here you are.
And then I show up being like not that dude.
Yeah.
And then she's in the kitchen yelling at me, you need to read this. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't need to read
Yeah.
it. And I'm angry. And then I go on TV and go, Ramdas said. And I'm like completely appropriating everything she's taught me.
Yeah.
The fact is we got married before we knew what that was.
Yeah.
I was right for my 25th birthday. And we grew each other up. You know, we grew each other up. We've made mistakes along the way. We've yelled and screamed and fought. And the one thing that we had that I think has served us is that we kind of had an understanding that we can get crazy and angry and whatever, but we're not, the option's not on the table that we're going to go our separate ways. So we got to either work it out or be miserable. And I even said to her one day, I said, I'd much rather be miserable with you than be happy without you.
Yeah.
Which I know sounds like a bad country song.
Yeah.
Which maybe I should write.
You should.
Except I don't like country music that much.
What
But
kind of music do you like?
I'm like old school kind of classic rockish. I like a little hip hop. I like a little rap. But what I really like is like 60s and 70s R&B.
Ooh.
Right? Like that stuff.
Okay.
Make out music.
Listen, Mark. Now I see why you and Robbie's make it work.
You know.
Mark is making
You
out.
gotta find your jam,
You gotta
right?
find your thing.
Find your jam.
I love that.
Dance your dance.
I love that. I'm sorry. So back to how Robbie has made you the best human possible.
Well, it's look, here's the deal. You're either in a conversation where you're asking questions and you're standing in I don't know yet, or you think you know.
Right.
And the hardest part in personal development is not people that have no emotional intelligence. It's people who have no emotional intelligence but think they do.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Same thing when I used to play basketball. I'm like, there's several kinds of basketball players. There's a kind that's good. There's a kind like me that's bad and knows it, so finds what they can do.
Yeah.
The worst ones are the ones who suck but think they're great.
Right.
Right? And they won't pass the ball and they make mistakes and they blame you. Right? Sound like something we can apply to relationships. So I think what Robbie and I have always been is very clear that we don't have it figured out. And so we've been trying to figure it out.
I love that.
Still don't have it figured out. There's things I said on this show that I'm like, I don't know if I believe that that's the right thing to have said.
Yeah.
You know?
Interesting. I'm in year 1 of my marriage, and literally it's like my marriage is so premature. It's so young. It's such a baby. And every time I like talk to married couples, it's like, we're still learning each other. We're still figuring it out. And I'm just like, I love that. Like, I love that there's really no, like, marriage truly is a journey. You're not going anywhere. You're not trying to get to any place. You're just trying to figure it out every day.
And arguably, if you really want to get cynical about it, like, why get married or have a relationship at all? And the answer to that isn't romantic for me.
Yeah.
The answer is it's hard to make it through the world solo. You can. Props to those of you who are doing it. You're not solo. You've got friends. You've got relationships. But, you know, marriage is like, you know, life can deal you some shit. And it's easier when you come back from the doctor and the doctor's like, we don't know, we got to run tests. It's easier to sit next to somebody and go, I'm here with you than to sit alone by yourself. I said it a million times. If I wasn't married, I'd be dead. I would have just not eaten. You know, I don't know if hygiene would have happened. Like, you'd find me just crusty on the couch.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of husbands that I know.
I'm just saying what's true.
Shout out to Robbie. Shout out to the wives.
That's it.
Keeping these men alive.
That's it.
Doing our best. So what has been the most shocking or emotional moment that you've witnessed as a host?
I don't really qualify and compare the moments that much. And I also, I will tell you that when I'm doing the bonfires and we finish them, I can't really remember what happened. I have to go to Robbie and say, what did I say and what was bad?
Yeah.
And 3 a.m, I'm like, I can't believe I said that. I get emotional, and I have gotten emotional on the camera when somebody says something that lets me know how they feel about themselves. That's not, like, I remember last season when Taylor was saying, everybody leaves me. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
If I were with me, I would leave me too.
Yeah.
That just cracked me open. And as much as Mikey is getting just memed out because he been sobbing, he crushed me. We can make a judgment about him if you want, and people do. But look, everybody's trauma, everybody's emotion, everybody's process is their own.
Right.
Right? And what I was just trying to encourage him to do is you don't have to front with me. You know, that the phrase I hate the most that I use all the time is it's all good.
Yeah.
Now, there is a spiritual concept to that phrase that I dig, that whatever happens to you happens for you. It's all good.
Yep.
But when we say it is all good, as a deflection to the fact that it ain't so
It's
fucking
not good,
right?
right? Right.
That's where I was kind of pushing back to him. So, you know, Mikey broke my heart a little bit. Cole broke my heart a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, Cole, I really like Cole.
Yeah.
You know, there was a podcast I did and it came out and he clipped it. Reality Steve clipped it. And it sounds like I'm kind of ragging on him, but I'm going to just say, I think Cole's a terrific guy with great character.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that he hasn't had the journey of asking those deeper questions. And if I had to do it over again, I might have loved up on him a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, this is the worst part about my job is now I watch it and I have to second guess everything I say. So,
but I just feel like you create such a safe space. And I feel like reality TV hosts are really kind of in a position where you're saying the lines and then you send them on their way, but you create this whole thing for like men to break down crying.
Let me speak to that a second.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of comparison. Robbie's phrase, compare and despair. If you compare, you're going to despair.
I love that.
Love that. All of her phrases rhyme and are a bad bumper sticker, and I hate it, but they're great. So comparing what I'm doing on my show to what others are doing and saying one's better or one's worse, the jobs are different.
The jobs are different.
What's being asked of the hosts on other shows is not these kind of conversations. It's traffic copying and rules and regulation stuff. Mm-hmm. And even on my show, that part of it is often scripted. I kind of put it in my own words, but when I say you've come to the island and we're going to separate, that's just stuff that's got to be said.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, in my opinion, as a producer, if I were producing, the more you could do a voiceover without having to have a host at all, I'd cut the position.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But to compare what I'm doing to what other people are doing and say one's better or worse, that's not how I feel. These are my peers. They're doing their job, which fits their show and killing it, right? My show, for some reason, the bonfires have become part of the content. So rarely on reality shows is the host participation part of the actual content of the show.
Right.
I'm grateful for that. It wasn't what I planned. And I've been asked to lean in over the years, and I can't help myself anyway.
Yeah.
But that's just to say that, you know, if I were doing one of those other shows, I'd probably be saying the script the way they're saying the script. And
so you wouldn't put a little mark in it. I don't believe that.
Would.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say, there's going to be some mark in there that you're not going to just read the paper.
No.
Yeah.
And then they're going to have to just edit.
Okay, let's get into the current season of Temptation Island. This season had 4 very different couples dealing with trust issues, cheating, commitment problems. Why do you think people agree to test their relationships in such an intense environment?
I mean, I can give you the answer, but I'll just be real.
Yeah, no PR answer.
Yeah, I don't do that well anyway. Look, I think part of it is altruistic. I think they truly are at a crossroads and aren't sure what they want to do and want to come on to this, you know, experience in hopes for getting some clarity and truth. I think the other thing is that they get to be on TV, which is going to further some dreams and goals and career stuff that, you know, obviously we know that math, you know, it's clout. And I say to them, I don't have a problem with any of that. It's not one or the other. You're not fronting to me.
Right.
You're just coming here. And so what I say to them at the beginning of the season, before it even rolls, and I've said it on a bunch of podcasts, so if you've heard it before, just fast forward this part. But I say, like, why are you here? And they give you an answer. And I said, well, let me tell you why I think you're here. I think you're here because you have issues.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it. But I also think you kind of want some clout and some brand deals. Mm-hmm. And the route to both of them are the same. Mm-hmm. Authenticity. You be real, you're going to find answers in your relationship. You be real, people are going to follow you and put you on Royal Caribbean on your vacation for free. Which, by the way, no love for the host. 0. I'm paying a retail for my shit.
We need to get Mark brand deals. Who do we need to talk to?
This is me literally begging. I'm good.
Shout out to Goldie, though.
Goldie, my daughter's killing it.
Going crazy on social media.
I know. She's killing it. At my expense, but she's killing it. So yeah, that's the thing. I think, and then there's another aspect I've thought about that I've seen on other shows too. And I think it's real. I think for some people, a lot of people, it is far scarier to have an intimate conversation with their significant other in a therapist's office or around their own coffee table, kitchen table, than it is to do it in front of millions of people on TV because at least they have the out that the show made them.
Yeah.
Right? So I feel like sometimes we go on a show like this, because I've done some other crazy ass shows. We go on shows like these, and one, we underestimate how real they become. We think we can manage it, right? And I get it.
Yeah.
And the other is it puts us in a situation where we're forced to do stuff we don't have the courage to do.
Right.
Right? And so, and that's not a judgment. I just think that might be a subconscious reason why people at least tell themselves why this is going to be okay. And I always tell them on my show, I'm like, look, I get it. But I will say to you that if you try to manage who you're going to be, like you think you're going to be able to edit this in the way that you do it.
You can't outproduce the producers.
You can't. And what's going to happen is that's going to end up making you hate the way it's cut. But if you just be who you're going to be, if you're a villain, be a villain. If you're not, if you want to cry, cry, do your thing.
Yeah.
And I believe audiences will embrace you one way or the other far more for that than to be less than, you know,
100%.
forthright.
Do you feel this shift from when you first started with reality TV and there's no social media and no one cares if you have followers and no one cares till today where it's like a lot of people are doing it for clout? And do you see that difference?
Well, the difference is kind of interesting. When we first did Temptation Island back in the day, right after World War II, when the troops are coming home, when you were on a reality show, it was basically like it understood you're not going to be an actor. You're a reality.
Yeah.
As
Automatic, like C-list, D-list.
Yeah,
automatically.
I remember going to some industry function that Anderson Cooper, a young Anderson Cooper, was moderating, and he referred to reality show people as celebrities.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, oh, I hear you being all clever, but what has changed is, and I like it, is that everybody now has access to media.
Yep.
Now, you may not get access to a whole audience, but you can put it out there, right? And so everybody's a content creator. And I think it's a good thing.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, you're so in tune with what's happening around you.
Oh, that's a
I
big
love
compliment.
that. No,
Thank
you really are. You're pretty clued in. I love that. Okay,
You might be desperate and needy of approval. I don't know
I
which
don't.
it is.
No, I don't. Like, it feels so natural. Like,
Thank
it
you.
feels like you have evolved with the times. And it would be kind of hard to even be on now season 2 of Netflix's Temptation Island if you did not evolve.
It's not the same vibe.
Yeah.
And so
You wouldn't be able to keep up.
And even in the few years we've been doing it in the reboot, because we were on USA for a while, generationally, the language changes every season. The slang, the jargon. I can't be throwing the slang out because I become that dude. And my daughter's the first to let me know. But I need to, if I want to be relevant, and I do, if I want to serve this program, and quite frankly, not to get too lofty, if I just want to serve, period, be of service, then it's on me to open my mind and know I don't know everything, to learn the language of those. Here's the thing about communication and relationship. Let's go there.
Break it down.
We need to listen harder than we speak. And in the listening, we then get the language that can be heard. Like, I could preach all day long, but if you can't hear what I'm saying, it's wah, 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 wah. So I have to listen to how people are communicating so that I can communicate in a way that can be heard by somebody who might be generationally different than me, right? And I'm willing to realize that whatever I think is supposed to be our language may not apply today.
Right.
So I'm a student more than the teacher.
Love it.
So that I can, if I'm going to be effective and be of service to you, I got to be able to be willing to learn your language, not force you to listen to my language, which in relationship, I've said before on the show, golly, I've said, look, I know what you're saying is coming from a place of love, but it's not being received as love. And that's what I'm talking about. It's not what you're saying. It's not what your point of view is. Is it being received in the way that you meant it in a loving way?
There's a disconnect, right?
So I'm trying to listen to y'all and learn.
You're doing great, Mark.
Thank you.
Truly.
There are phrases I think of all the time that I'm not allowed to say.
Tell me one.
Slay. I can't say slay. I think it all the time.
Slay is good.
It's good, but
You
it
can just
doesn't
throw
feel
it out
right
there.
with me.
Try it one time.
Oh, no, I will not.
At like a dinner.
Mm-mm. Oh, I have. And my daughter's like, please.
Slay.
And as a joke, I used fleek for about 3 years.
Oh, fleek is...
It's so done. It's chuggy, but nonetheless, again, I'm like about 2 years past where it is. So I'm sort of like, if you roll back, this is the phrase.
Yeah.
And I don't try to roll that into this show anymore, but
Slay.
Yeah.
Well, you do slay as a host.
me slaying is a state of being. Me saying it is appropriating words I shouldn't be saying.
I'm going to be tuning into the next season and I'll be like, Mark, give me one.
It won't be after this podcast.
No, there won't be. It'll be like little Easter eggs.
Yeah.
And you just randomly
I'll just wink at you.
Yeah. I'm like, that was a slang. He tried it.
I'll look at you and go,
clock it.
And then everybody who knows me will cringe, but you and I will have a commitment.
we'll have a thing. Okay, back to the season.
Oh, boy.
Do you think Temptation Island reveals the truth or creates problems that weren't there before?
Probably.
Yeah.
It's not my intention. Maybe. I'm trying to give you a real answer on this instead of being cute. More realistically, from my seat, is that I think that people come to the island thinking these are our problems.
Yep.
And what they discover after a little bit of introspection, and more importantly, the clarity that comes from being a me, not an us, for a minute, you realize that those things you thought were the problem, that's not really the root of it.
Right.
So, and I think I said on the show, I think your problem may not be fidelity. It may be something else. And the other thing I say pretty regularly is pretty, 101 in this conversation is most people come to the islands with their fingers pointed this way. What's your problem? Well, he doesn't do, or she doesn't do, or I need and he doesn't, whatever that stuff. And the thing that I've learned from Robbie, and I've been saying for years, is, look, all that's good and well, and it may be truthful even, but you can't control that, especially physically now. He's in that villa, you're in this villa. You can't. Right. There's nothing you're going to do.
Right.
So either you work on you or you don't do anything.
Right.
And the truth is, in real life, that's the same. I can't change you if we're in a relationship. I can't change you. But what I might do is stand in my worth and be a way that you then start to mirror, and that creates change. But I can't. Where I get really spun out is when people do the mandate ultimatum kind of vibe. Not the show The Ultimatum, love it. But the mandate of like, if they don't ask me to marry me by this day, it's over.
Yeah.
Well, then do you want that proposal?
Right.
Do you want the
hush?
You
the
don't.
Hush one, yeah.
Hi, you got this. Producer's over here, that I'm feeling because I'm codependent. No, but for real, you don't want that proposal.
No.
It's empty.
No.
So that ultimatum, that mandate, that pointing your finger at someone else, he makes me feel blah blah blah. That's true, but there's another level, which is nobody can make you feel anything. Right? You get to either accept or say thanks for sharing.
Right.
Right. And it's really easy for me to say because,
of course.
Somebody says something, I read one bad comment and I'm done for the day. So, I'm trying to figure it out too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the thing that people don't understand coming on the show is that you think it's about this, but when you get there, it's about you.
Yeah. And then a lot of the times, due to you, they end up leaving like seeing their worth or seeing a part of something that they didn't know.
Okay, well let's talk about that due to you thing.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm
not
trying to be
a lot of props, Mark.
You're
because
just
you really
showering me with flowers, and I'm thrilled.
I've never seen that kind of like interaction between like host and contestant, and like in the dating atmosphere of these shows. I've never seen that.
I think what's happened is the shows have kind of given you a template of what the hosts are supposed to be,
Yeah.
and so as viewers, we're used to watching that, and we're kind of like, whether it's phoned in or not, we're like, whatever, that's what hosts do.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it
You're
different because
locked in,
I'm from a different school.
Yeah.
But the point is, I didn't do anything. The things I'm saying to people there are usually reflecting their words back to them. And so I'm hearing you say something, which makes me say something to that. Now, you didn't hear you say it. And that's the big thing. We don't hear what we're actually saying.
Got it.
And so I will say stuff like, in the last season with Grant. Your words say one thing, but your actions are different.
Yeah.
Or like I said to Cole, how do you explain the distance between your perception of how your relationship is going and what Scarlett's saying? So let's explore that.
Yeah.
So not to deflect, and I thank you for the props. I appreciate it. It's all good.
Yeah.
But it's all good. But the truth is, I only say things based on what they said, and then they have to still do the work. And there are people who come to the show and haven't changed one lick.
Yeah.
And there are people who come to the show and they're a different person by the end of it.
Yeah.
I don't think this show is anything more than entertainment. I don't think I'm a therapist. I'm just a game show host, right? That said, the number of people who've been on the show, and then the next thing I'm seeing on their Instagram is that they found a forever love and they're getting married and having kids and inviting me to weddings and stuff is uncanny to me. So let's just chalk it up that every time we go to bat in a relationship, some things are great and we crash and burn in some other areas, but we are more informed on the next one.
Yeah.
Right? And that redefining what I love you means, Temptation Island kind of explores that, even though it's not scientific, nor is it even advised, y'all. Call your clergy. You know what I mean?
So what are your overall thoughts of this season?
I like the fact that the boys are in their feelings.
Yeah.
I think that's healthy for us all to witness.
Yep.
I don't miss crazy shower, 3 and 4 and 5-somes.
Yeah.
I get that the messy, sexy stuff is watchable. It makes me cringe out. I hate it. But people dig it, and I get it. But I kind of like that this is far more a little bit more of an emotional journey.
Yep.
And it's hard for me to quantify because each season is different for me. And the people, I make a choice that the 4 couples that come on the island, I'm committed to them. Whether I like them on the day one or not, I commit to I love them. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I have to make this commitment. Yeah, if I'm not buying what I'm selling, it's going to be terrible.
Right.
And so for me, it's hard to weigh one season over the other because to me, my experience is the bonfires for the most part and getting to know these individuals as best I can. I don't have a whole lot of access with them anyway.
Right.
So, I have to wait until it airs and hear what viewers say.
Are you involved in the casting process?
Not even one bit.
Really?
Not even one bit.
Interesting.
I think people will be surprised how little I'm involved or even know. So I show up to the island. I haven't seen a picture. I don't know their names. I don't know anything. Maybe a couple days before we start shooting, I might get a sheet from producers that has their picture and a bio and like a little bit of background. And I read it and I learn their names and stuff like that. But, for whatever it's worth, for whatever reason, my process, I don't feel the need, and maybe I'd be better if I did. I'm going to be open to that. But I don't really feel the need to do a deep dive and do research and homework. I want to meet them where they are, and then we'll go from there.
Right.
And that's been working okay. I wonder if I need to work harder to learn more. But then when the show's going on, I try to stay out of it altogether because when I show up, we joke that I'm the vibe killer.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, and I'm walking around.
Mark,
okay.
yeah.
So I stay out of it.
Right.
I'm not really keeping up on their stories other than what producers put out in their hot sheet every day.
Okay.
I'll read that to kind of know what's up. And as far as the bonfires go, I've got the safety that I have an earpiece. If I miss something, the producer's going to fill me in.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say it's all me. Occasionally I might space out and they're like, get back on track. But I kind of choose, and I'll be straight. Sometimes I know what I might see. Like, oh my God, you're not going to believe what happened. But I do my very best not to watch those clips beforehand so that I can say in honesty to them, we'll watch it together.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't really feel like I need to know so much to be with you right now in the present. Right? I don't need to have to formulate a line of questioning and thought for them.
Yeah.
Because I honest to God, I'm following. I'm not leading this. I'm following. You watch the clip. I say, what did you see? And the reason I say this is I watch a clip, I say one thing. You watch a clip and you spin out. He says, I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm like, that means he's going to ask her out on a date. You say, we're done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got to go with you.
Right.
Right. So, yeah.
Let's talk Mikey and Sydney.
Let's talk Mikey and Sydney.
First of all, what are your overall thoughts on their relationship in general?
First of all, let me be clear that when they come on the island, everybody comes on the island. They're 4 couples. I say, I'm committed to you leaving the island in a better place. But be clear, I'm committed to 8 people leaving the island in a better place. I'm not committed to 4 couples. If you are, I am, but I don't need to be.
Yeah, I love that.
Right? So, Mikey and Sydney. What you didn't see on the show is that Sydney dropped truth bombs at the bonfire to the other girls to the point where I said, you may need to come sit here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
She's that girl.
She's that girl.
Oh, wow.
And Mikey, with all the smoke he's getting right now, did I use that correctly?
You did.
With all he's getting, I could relate to him.
Yeah.
We have similar traits in that the people-pleasing aspect that makes him a good live event host that apparently he's very good at is also the thing that keeps him from accessing how he's really feeling. So I got a little cringy on my own part when I saw the bonfire and I was coming at him pretty hard. It's an edit, so you don't know that there was some kind stuff before that. But my point was, look, you don't have to front now, and it's not serving you.
Yeah.
Right? It's not serving you. Tears I'm cool with. People can drag you for that all they want. But the fact is, it's not all good all the time.
Right.
And your feelings have merit. They're substantive. They are true for you. And the difference between you when you're not being that guy, that's the part that we're going to fall in love with. Like the real version of you, the vulnerable version of you, not the weak, weepy all the time, but not trying to make me okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And I say to that to him, he says, I'm the guy, if I make everybody feel great. I totally get that. I'm that guy a lot too.
But this is about
how do you feel?
Right.
Not so great.
Right.
So let's get there.
Right.
So that was my take on Mikey. I told Mikey last week, if he's moving to LA, he wants to live in my house for a minute, he's got a place.
Aww.
But I say that to everybody on the show because I honestly God have trouble letting go. And then Sydney, I have a lot of respect for.
Yeah.
I called her out. I
You
would
did?
say it to her face with my chest that, were you looking for an excuse? Because what he did in that first bonfire, I get it. That was painful, but that was enough for you to say, we're done.
Mm-hmm.
Which made me, and I even said to her, do you think you were looking for a reason to get out of this? And there's no shame in that.
Right.
And quite honestly, I mean, I'm a straight man, but Xavier could turn me. That guy. Am I wrong? I mean,
He put it on thick too.
yeah,
he came
put
in
it on
hot.
thick, but
yeah.
all hot and sexy, and I'm a track star and a guitar, and I don't want to get lost in the sauce. I'm going to go as slowly as you need to. I'm like, hold me. You know what I mean? So I love that love story.
Yeah, that was a beautiful, beautiful story.
Yeah.
What was the point where you kind of realized there would be no like reconciliation with Mikey and Sydney?
Well, there's a point where he says to me, I don't remember what's in the cut or what's out, but things are coming back to me now, where he looked at me and says, Mark, do you think there's any hope for us? And I'm like, well, there's always hope, Mikey.
Yeah.
But it was pretty clear that she was saying, I love you. And
She
they
was
were
gone.
dating.
She was gone.
But like I said to him, and I'll say to you,
Yeah.
and I've said to everybody, look, I get it. Yeah. Is she going to leave the island with you? Maybe not. She can leave with Xavier? Maybe so. But the show ends. Life doesn't end.
Right.
These relationships don't end. You know how many of these couples, I don't even know. I haven't seen a reunion because I didn't host it.
Clock it. Clock
I
it.
hate that I did that. I don't know the outcome.
Yeah.
I could venture guesses because it's TV, but it doesn't matter. Relationship in life is fluid.
Yeah.
You find each other again. That's what I'm saying. There's two things. You may never get back together, or what you've learned here is going to make your next relationship stronger, or y'all might find each other again at a different time.
Right.
Right? Because that's just how things go. So it's not a linear thing, which is one of the things I don't like about the show is at the end, we have to make a choice. Do you want to stay together, go with somebody else, or go? That's all cute for the moment. But as soon as you walk out the door, you can do
Right.
whatever you want.
Right. I didn't
Right.
realize how many of the couples were like living together. And they're like, we have a dog. Like, we have dogs, and you met my family. You know my mom. Like, there are real lives
Well,
before
that's the
they
part
come onto
that
the
troubles
show.
me.
Yeah.
Is that, and it troubles me for a couple reasons, and I find this a lot in life, is that sometimes you'll see people in a bad marriage or a bad situation, and the complications of separation keep you living
Keep
misery.
you together, yeah.
Right?
Because who's going to take the dog? Me, every time.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah. Well, send them to me. I'll take the dog.
I'll take
That's what I told my kids. They're like, well, we're not sure we want to have kids yet. I'm like, hey, this is not your choice.
Yeah.
You have kids,
Drop
and
'em off.
you do the first 6 months, and then I'm going to raise
The
them.
first 6 months.
I don't know what you
Those
think.
first 6 months, woo,
Yeah.
tear me up.
I know, right? I know.
Mark, do you keep in touch with any of the contestants from this season or any previous seasons? That's
a running joke in my house, is that I follow everybody on all their socials.
Aww.
And I do keep a lot of the singles will reach out to me
Yeah.
and give me props on something I post or tell me something they're doing. Would you repost this for me and that kind of stuff? And the couples hold a deeper place in my heart, and I keep up with them and try not to, I'm here. They know I'm here if they ever want to talk to me. But I will do stuff like, if somebody posts some ambiguous post that they're in their feelings or something went bad, I'm like, you okay?
Aww.
And they're like, who are you again? So yeah, I tell them on the island, it's true for me. I know people think this is probably bullshit, but I'm making a commitment in this that we're going to have real talk. You're going to give me the grace and the honor of sharing this with me. And that's not going to stop when we stop rolling tape. I'm not using this to serve me. A little bit, a lot of bit, but that's not my purpose.
Yeah.
And it would be disingenuous if I'm like, yeah, we were really into the bonfire. And then day 2 after the bonfire, I'm like, I'm sorry, don't call me.
Right.
So they are real people to me. They always are. That's how I can access these conversations that in the circus, which is a TV show, they're real to me. And I have a place in my heart for them. And, really get excited when I see their lives grow beyond this. And a lot of them have gotten engaged and married this year from other shows. And I got invited to one. I got asked to officiate another. I wasn't able to go to either one, but those things I'm glad to keep up with.
That's beautiful. I love that. Okay, Mark.
Yes.
Since you're known for giving great relationship advice, I thought it would be fun to have some of my listeners write in questions for us to answer together. What do you think?
It's your show. I'm in. I will just say that whatever advice I give you is worth exactly what you're paying for it. 0. Because I am not a trained professional. Just a dude who's been on the planet longer than you.
Well, you know what, dude that's been on the planet? Brittany P has a question.
Let's go, Brittany P.
She says, so I'm married, right? My husband is very caring, loving, godly man that wants to help everyone and everything around us. I'm feeling like I'm the bad guy for trying to stop him, even though I know I'm trying to stop him because we're trying to save to get our own home. Am I being mean or logical?
Well, the answer is you can be both.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, in a marriage, we need to be each other's checks and balances.
Yep.
But this goes back to what I was saying earlier, Brittany. If your well-intended movements and choices aren't being received as love and support, then check yourself a little bit, is what I'd say.
Yeah.
I think encouraging your partner to be wiser with their money, to buy a house and remind them of the goals that we have to share. I wish Robbie and I had done that for each other instead of going, no, let's go on a trip. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that's really great. If it's stifling his generosity and charity and spirit and comes from a place of judgment and resentment, then it's not even that it's going to upset him. It's going to derail your goal.
Yeah.
Because when I use this example a lot, I use it on the show, but they cut it. When in dog training, when you have a dog, right? If you hold the leash tight, the dog pulls. If you give the leash slack, the dog chills.
Yep.
So maybe the conversation, Brittany, is have a conversation with your guy to say, hey, what is our goal? Are we sharing the same goal?
Right.
And is there a balance where we can be what God wants us to be? We can take care of our community and be charitable and all that stuff, but also put ourselves on that same table. So I think that's probably the way I would have that conversation, Brittany. I don't think you're being mean. I think you are being responsible. Just, again, if it's not being received in the way you mean it, find language they can hear, not language you prefer.
Slay. So good. That was so good.
Thank you.
I can't believe this just rolls off the tongue like that.
I don't know.
This question is from Mariama. This may sound stupid and a long shot, but I'm a single mom. The man I had a child with is my ex, and we had planned to be married at one point. He wants to get back together, but still doesn't tell me the truth about his personal life and who he talks to and when girls flirt with him, etc. But he expects me to give him every level of loyalty. What do I do?
Reevaluate what is it you really want. I get on paper that as a single mom, to have the father back in the life in a, what my generation has said is a traditional way, probably feels like closing that file, right? But if the relationship that had you not stay together hasn't changed, then that's what you really need to address before you think about if you're going to be a relationship again.
Right.
So again, it's not your responsibility to do this, but if this is what you want, then maybe you can be the first to be vulnerable, to find language to say to him, you can tell me. Let's be transparent with each other, and I'm going to work to not judge that. But not being transparent, when you withhold information from me, which he may be doing to spare her feelings and manage her feelings, she can communicate, that doesn't make me feel safe. That makes me feel less safe. I really would like to explore us being together. So can we get it on the table? And I'm going to let you off the hook, and then you can let me off the hook. And then maybe we can, our relationship can transcend.
Yeah.
The other side of that is, if that's not going to happen, you can't get back together when you're going to have that feeling every morning.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And that's okay too.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I think as women, we girls, I think often the drumbeat of what society has told us we're supposed to have by this certain time has us acquiesce in relationship.
Yep.
I've said this before. It's the C's get degrees concept. He's pretty great. There's this part, but he's pretty great. And then I have somebody to go to that my friend's wedding with, right?
Yep.
And I'm constantly an advocate for women to say, you know what? You don't need a man. You get to have a man if you want a man.
That part.
Or a partner.
Right.
It doesn't have to be a man, right?
Right.
And that's what I'm kind of would say to my daughter. I say to other people, I'm like, look, be the buyer, not the seller. Look, I'm good.
Yeah.
If you can enhance my good, come on.
Come on, Mark.
But if you're going to take away some of my sunshine, find somebody
else.
else.
Gotta go, right. That's so good.
Yeah.
Be the buyer, not the seller.
That's it.
Ooh, putting that in my bio.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm selling all the time. I'm just love me. Just please love me. I mean, I'm trying to work it out.
Yeah. Mark, so before we go,
yes,
what is next for you?
I don't know. I was thinking lunch. Here's what's next for me.
Yeah.
Want to get my podcast going at a level that I talk about if you don't know your worth, then people don't do it.
Yep.
So I've been doing a podcast for a while, but I'm not happy with how I've invested in it. So I'm kind of committing to following what has been asked of me to continue these kind of conversations in a podcast form. So we're in the works to try to make that happen. What I kind of envision is where lots of podcasts will do recaps and tea, right? And I love both. I'd like to really have people on the show and talk about what that experience was from an emotional intelligence standpoint.
Yeah.
Like there are people that were on Love is Blind this last season. I need to talk to those boys.
Call them up.
I need to talk to them.
I know who one of your first guests can be.
Tell me.
After the revamp.
Who?
Ollie, my husband.
I'd love to talk to Ollie. I think he could teach me some stuff.
He would love every second of that.
Booked. I'd be thrilled with that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on. I've been talking about it for a long time, but I haven't put my feet firm on the ground about writing a book. People are kind of saying that, but I don't know if I'm ever going to do that. I think right now I'm going to just, I don't know.
Yeah.
What I'll say is when I'm at a loss for what to do next, the answer is not to make a list of what to do. The answer is to be open to what I'm supposed to be doing and wait for that sign.
Yeah.
I'm not a real religious guy, but I'm a spiritual guy. I
Mm-hmm.
do believe in a higher power. I use that phrase. You know what phrase I use so that people don't get twisted? I call it the vibe.
The vibe.
The vibe. God's a little heavy for some people.
Yeah.
And so what I try to work on in my life is to be aware of where I'm being led, where I'm being called, and am I being of service or I'm being self-serving? And so that's why I rarely have a plan for what's next.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that.
It's also why I'm still living in the valley. So
I love the valley.
I love the
Shout out
valley
to
too.
Valley.
I just,
Where do you want to go?
I don't know, just somewhere, where I don't have to rebuild the laundry room. That's all.
Well, whatever that looks like for you.
I don't know.
Whatever that looks like.
I think I should take my own advice, and if I want a different reality, I need to redefine it. I have to define it, and then I can have it.
Yeah. But I know it's going to be beautiful for you because you have such a beautiful aura and such a great energy from the moment you walked in here. I just I felt my guard go down, and I just feel like your warm energy, and I really appreciate it.
Could be you giving it to me.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it.
I'm a fan of yours. I love the love story of you and Ollie, and I love that it's continuing. And and I'm gonna have him on the podcast.
100%. Yeah, that'd be so good.
But I'm gonna sit on a higher chair.
Just lower his a little bit. Have his knees up by his chest.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah. And thank you guys for tuning into another episode of What's the Reality. Be sure to follow us on all social platforms at What's the Reality Pod, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye, guys.
What's the reality? What's the reality?